Thanks everyone for joining us today for this spectacular four-part meditative experiment that we have put together. So my name's Dominika, for those of you who don't know me, but I think I know most of you out there in the internets. This is Betsy LeFae. Say hello.
Hello.
And what we're going to be doing today is I'm going to just give you a very quick view of the space here at Open Source Gallery. We are in Park Slope, Brooklyn. And our very wonderful gallery operator, Monica, is here with us. So I just wanted to give a shout out. And then I'll do a very short spin around the space. I'm not going to get up too far because the microphone's attached, so you can kind of see.
It's getting colder.
It's getting colder, really.
Oh, sorry. I'm not on mute. I apologize. Where I am, it's that cold.
I love Zoom bloopers, so that was actually pretty awesome. I was like, ooh, where's it getting colder? This is amazing. I mean, it's getting warmer for us here, so we were just in the ocean and everything, so that was kind of awesome. So what we're going to be doing today is connecting to the spirits of plastics and pollutants, and looking to do some exercises to help us reframe our relationships to all of the things that we abhor and feel very overwhelmed by in terms of what's happening to our planet, to our bodies, to our local ecologies, to the economics that are taking place around the world due to climate change. And I really think it's kind of critical to alchemize and take the, I think we've gone through like a pretty horrendous year overall on multiple levels. And through this time, I've been really doing a lot of meditation and working a lot with my local ecology in the Rockaways. So, through all of these kind of contemplations, I've started to really shift the way that I view like the kind of the debris, the trash, the junk around me. And I've started kind of like communing with it and finding this like use and beauty and also life. I think we look at all of these things as unliving, but I feel there's so much life to them. So today I would like to invite you to join me in something that I call nasal chanting. I looked up to see if there really is something in the world called nasal chanting, and I did not find anything, but maybe somebody else can enlighten me to that. I learned a bit about doing sound chanting and healing from Montauk Chia, who is a Qigong master. And so we're going to utilize some of Montauk Chia's methods to connect to our organs, doing some pretty simple, we're going to do just 3 simple E, O, U, that's it. But we're going to do it all through our noses, because another part of COVID, which I found to be really interesting, was they even passed laws in California where groups of people can no longer sing together, right? So where in this case, if you're somewhere where you are with a group, you can sing with your mask on because you're doing it through your nose, you're not blowing out the air. But it's also going to activate a lot of immune boosting properties and endorphins, and another important part of using your nose to breathe, which is something that I also learned about these last few years, is that we breathe incorrectly our entire lives, which is sort of strange because we think of breath as something, we breathe to live and something that we all kind of intuitively think we know, but we actually have been doing it incorrectly. And if we breathe through our noses, we're also allowing any viruses and bacteria to move through our natural filtration system. And it also allows nitric oxide to be produced. There are so many positive benefits to this type of breathing. So by combining chanting or humming and breath, it should help us all to get a little bit more centered and connected. And so I've also brought along with me a couple instruments, some that will be very familiar to many of you New Age lovers out there, which are the crystal singing bowls that are wonderful to tone with. And I just thought I'm going to hit them so we can kind of find a space where we can connect with a note that seems to work with us, because also the way we receive these notes might be different for each of our bodies, right? So we have different resonant chambers, we hear differently, we feel differently. So I'm going to ask you to, find a sound when you're listening, and follow that sound and try to resonate with that. So we may be doing just a simple E through our noses, but we may you may hear something else and go with that. So follow whatever it is that you feel works with your listening experience. So it's a little bit of like we're mixing in a little Pauline Oliveros here too. So a little deep listening, a little toning, a little harmonics, and kind of coming together. And we're just going to spend about 5 minutes doing this, and just seeing how everyone feels, just to kind of get us started today. And afterwards, we've got our other amazing guests here, including we've got Betsy LeFae right here. She's going to introduce herself. We've got Patricia Dominguez here in the internet world in Santiago, Chile. And then we've got Kiran Chandra, who has woken up at the crack of dawn in Shanghai to greet us with her exciting propositions. So if you'd like to, maybe Betsy can just say a few words, and then Patty and Kiran, if you can also maybe introduce yourselves and what you'll be doing today.
Yeah, great. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Can you hear me? Yeah. All right. It's really great to be here with you all. Can you hear me, Southie? Okay. You can't hear me? Okay. So I can speak a little louder. Is that good? Yeah. Okay. Is that too loud for you all at home? I can't tell. The screens are off. Okay. So when Dominika sent me the text to invite me to do this event, I wasn't even all the way through this text when I said, I'm there, yes. And specifically in the text, she was talking about changing our relationship with plastics. And it's interesting because when you started off, Dominika, you were talking about changing our relationship to what overwhelms us and things like that. And I think that there's a potential to have every single one of us come to this topic in a different place. And I think it's important to honor. Are you okay? You don't need to apologize at all. I believe that chair is broken. No? Okay. I just want to make sure you're safe. Yeah. So I think it's important for us to, each one of us, to honor exactly where we are with our relationship to the environment and specifically to plastics. If we're in an overwhelmed state, it's important to honor that. And this event, we are hopefully bringing about the change inside each one of us through each of the tools that the four of us are bringing today. I would like to share with you that I am not overwhelmed with this topic at all. I'm not disheartened and I'm not anxious about it. I'm on the other side. I'm not saying that I will never be in a different place, but I consider it my most important job, and you can decide what your most important job is, but I consider it my most important job to be the change that I want to see in the world and not allow myself to be stuck in a place of feeling overwhelmed and victimized and out of control. And so plastic has energy. I believe it has consciousness. Most people do not. I believe it does. And it's something that we've created and something that we believe isn't going away. That's debatable. But what needs to happen before it ever goes away is it also needs to transmute. And you might think that you're far away from the process of transmuting all of the plastics in the world. And if you are, then you're probably overwhelmed. And that's why we're bringing you the material today, is to help you detoxify and find your inner voice. Because when you do that, that's what will help the world change our relationship with plastics. So thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So Patty and Kiran, can you take the floor, please?
How about I put mute on here? No?
Okay, I will go. Hi, everyone. So nice to be with this amazing group of amigas connecting these times. I'm talking from Santiago de Chile, starting our fifth week of total lockdown, which is crazy. We are like total lockdown. We can go out twice a week, and we are in military curfew for more than one year. So this time it has been very challenging, but also it has been really interesting to dwell into learning new techniques and kind of broadening our perception of like energy. So I have been studying with an artist from Spain who is a medium, and we have been learning to use drawing as a ritual in the way that through drawing, we are able to materialize some energy, so the invisible, and also through colors, we use the colors to move and transmute dense energies. So it's been like really, really interesting to see like these new techniques that I have been learning, and this is what I'm gonna be also sharing with you as a little ritual. Because I don't know, it's like I love this combination between creative people and spirituality. And I don't know, they're challenging times, but a lot of new things and tools are emerging. So,
Hola.
oh, somebody came. Okay. Yeah, this is what I'm gonna be doing, and I will give the word to Kiran.
If we mute ourselves, it might be easier for the rest of people to hear who's speaking.
Hi everyone. Am I audible?
Mm-hmm.
Am I audible, Dominika? Okay,
Yes.
great. So early good morning from Shanghai, China, which has been an incredibly interesting and eye-opening place to have been in, especially for the last couple of months, which we were in the US for a bulk of this pandemic. And again, when Dominika asked me to participate in this event, I too sort of just came in completely open, ready to dive into the ocean with her, because I felt that it was a call to bring a lot of those energies we have, or sense of agency or lack thereof we have, towards these ideas and the urgent situation of what is happening in the world today, environmentally, and just as with our relationship to where we live and who we are. So yeah, I was very keen to participate. I will be doing, I think I wanted to sort of, for myself, to understand my place and what to contribute. I will be framing some of Dominika's work in the context of how we think, talk, and relate to our world, our immediate environment, our ecology, and sort of then take us through a few thoughts and ideas and share with you a book that I read that was very, very, very helpful. So then take us through a little written exercise, which is really simple. So no need for anyone to worry about spelling or grammar or anything like that. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you all. So I'll just go ahead and get started. So all I'm going to ask of you is wherever you are, get comfortable. We're just going to do, again, 3 syllables. And I'm going to also play this singing bowl to kind of tone with it, and then end with a special instrument that really, really does connect to the ocean. So give me a second to set up here. I just want to make sure, I don't want to be too loud with the bowls, but so maybe I'll do this. So I'm not sure how well you'll be able to hear me, but what I'm going to ask is that we'll just start off. All of us will go with in a nasally, just E. It's just and hold that note and just breathe slowly and release slowly, all nasally. So I don't think I need to put this on because that might make it a little easier. So I've got my, I don't know if they can see them, but here you can see them a little. So all of you as well, I'll ask that of you. So we'll go E, O, and U. And again, we'll all find our rhythm, come together, and we'll just do this for a few minutes until we're all feeling this vibration. You can close your eyes, open them, whatever you feel comfortable with. We've got a seascape of city noises around us, so we're also working with that. Okay, we are back. So thank you all. I hope you enjoyed breathing and vibrating through your bodies and with a group at a distance, resonating wherever you are. And I just wanted to share very quickly because I know people might wonder what this is. So this is a device called the water phone. There are very few of them in the world, strangely, but they're also known as whalophones. So the idea is with this instrument is you can fill it with water to change the different tones that it can produce. But there's a real similarity, I think, to the singing of whales and the sounds that this produces. So I thought it was apropos to end with that. And so I think now we'll be moving to our second activity, which is it Kiran that's going to be going next?
No, I think it's me.
Are you, you are?
Oh no?
Hold on, let me just, I have to come a little closer because I can't hear you.
Or are you going, Kiran? Oh no, it's Kiran, sorry.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, I thought it was me because I thought Patty's exercise, we were going to go, a little deeper and then deeper. Okay. Again, I just have to check. I can be heard, yeah?
Yeah. I'm going to mute
Yes.
myself.
Okay. All right. Yeah, okay. So, Betsy, when you mentioned that you have when you talked about being the change you want to see in the world, and you talked about this sense of agency that you are like towards this whole like disaster that is the current state of the environment, I thought, yeah, that's sort of where that I want to arrive at, personally. um, because I think there are times when I just feel extremely dismayed and at a loss as and overwhelmed by not just the plastic in the ocean, but the burning of the planet, the deforestation, and the relationship we have just with other people on the planet. All of that is just this, it's like it's the treat each other, how we treat our environments. Um, but I want to start with the title actually of this event, which is a meditation on emergent seas. And when I read it, it really struck me how the words emergent seas also, when spoken, sounds like emergencies. Just the urgent call to action in an emergency. Um, and of course, I don't need to go into what is like the current state, immediate current state of this emergency, which has been this year and a half of this pandemic that we've all lived in. That brings to us our own. Well, I know we've all had very different reactions to it, but I think maybe I can say that we have come to face not just our vulnerabilities, anxieties around our health, our lifestyle choices, but also I think even if you're in a safe environment, there is an understanding of that the very fabric of how our society is structured, with its deep inequities, its blatant racism, its casteism, its othering of everyone, human and non-human, um, can can just lead one down this like spiral. And I read something this year. I read someone this year who I found very, I don't know. I mean, he's I'll just share this book. And I can put it in the chat later. It's this little book called Being Ecological by the writer, philosopher Timothy Morton. Um, and he does this really interesting thing where of course he's a philosopher, so he's like thinking about how we think, he's framing our ideas and helping us digest and understand a lot of big things. And so even if I don't read Kant or anything, but like he frames just Western thinking, um, and he straddles it, I think, very interestingly with Eastern philosophy as well. But it's this condition of being with our environment. What does it mean to be an ecological human being in the 21st century? You know, what is our relationship? And it struck me that a lot of the things Dominika was bringing up in her exhibition that most of you are sitting in the space of, and of course a lot of us who are online who also are very familiar with Dominika's work will see that when I hope it'll come up that you know, these relationships to that she's bringing up in the show of living in like this petroculture, right? That human beings want this efficient world. We've created this toxic resource that dictates all functioning of human life. We can't live without our iPhones. We'll go to any extent to take out oil from wherever it is on this planet, and 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 it's basically coming around to bite us in the ass. But yeah, so a lot of this idea of the sixth extinction, global warming, the water crisis does leave me in a state of paralysis, and I don't know how other people think about it. Timothy Morton refers to it as age of the Anthropocene. How do we move? And he talks about all these ways of thinking, Timothy Morton, but he brings up this one word which again resonated with Dominika's show. The word he uses is attunement. And one of the things he says is that, you know, maybe we should consider that we are in the crisis. It's not something that is coming. We are already living in the state of crisis. So when you're as being in it, maybe that can release a sense of the worry because you're not expecting it. You're not expecting the end of the world. We are sort of an end. And as bleak as that might sound, what I found really interesting about this word attunement was, again, it brought up for me like Dominika's work with sound and this tuning in, this sort of not allowing yourself to feel separate, to feel outside, to feel it's a non-separation from your situation. And the attuning is a call to connected with an understanding that, you know, we are symbiotic human beings with everything else on this planet. We are entangled with everything else on this planet. He sort of like ends his novel, it's not a novel, I'm sorry, his nonfiction book. He ends it with this line which says, you don't have to be ecological because you are ecological. But, you know, this argument comes through the arc of the book. I personally found it a very helpful way to think of my relationship to just my immersive relationship, that I'm in it, I'm with everyone. And what then do we want changed? What then do I want shifted? And because I'm someone who sort of, I think, focuses a lot on language and things with and through words also, the word sustainability was sort of, you know, he brings it up as a problematic word in his thinking. And he asks us the question, like, what is it that we want to sustain? You know, we ask big corporations to be sustainable. We ask, I guess his question is contemporary capitalism, does it really need to be made sustainable? Can we even consider an entire system that is not about maintaining this status quo, this life, this kind of being? Is it okay if human beings actually just disappear from the planet? Like, can that be a way of seeing another way? I don't know. And as I may not be doing a very good job of like bringing his ideas to the front, but I think I'm sort of wanting to just say that I found a lot of connections in Dominica's work to this very, I think, contemporary and interesting and plural thinker. So I was wondering if we would like to sort of just ask ourselves these two questions and maybe make a little collective hum of language on a page. And I will share a link in the chat, which we can all respond through words with. But before I do that, I was going to say that I'm going to sort of ask all of us to consider maybe the word sustainable, and to think of, okay, what is the opposite of sustainability? What might that look like? What, you know, we understand sustainable for whom, right? Like, what do you want to sustain on this, in this world, for yourself, for the planet? I don't know what really needs to be sustained. What needs to be ruptured? What is it that we can completely bring down, dispense of? I mean, these are big imaginary things. Obviously, we are not sitting here and actually physically solving, you know, the plastic or the water crisis. But these are invitations to think in these, like, just allow your mind to be like, okay, you know what, I'm just going to bring down all of Amazon if I can, and get rid of, I mean, I'm just putting it out there. It does not have to be dedicated to like a corporate mission. It can be something entirely personal as well. And what about pleasure? What would pleasure look like if we didn't live in an oil-based, plastic-based economy? Like, can you even imagine that? I don't know. To think of a reality that is not ours, may never be ours, but it is still an invitation to think about that. So I will lead us through these three sort of like questions, but I would love it if could let me find the link first. If we could just on this link that I am putting in the chat. So if you click on the link that is in the chat, it will take us to a page onto which we can respond with some of these bizarre questions I might be asking, or unclear questions even. Can everyone? Okay, I don't know if it's opening for people, and if it's very impossible for people to use the link, then just for yourself, you can, if you have paper and pencil or you have a notebook, because I and I would just, Dominika, if you could let me know when people are ready. Okay, lovely. I see we are able to chat. Oh, yay. Okay. All right. So maybe just something to consider. What are some ruptures? What are some breaks or shifts that we think we need right now? And that could be in the personal, in the political, on the planetary level. What is a rupture? What is a shift or a break? And I'll just give us a minute to do this, and then I'll ask, and I'll sort of then propose the next one. But, take your time. I'm going to sort of put forward another thought prompt is, again, this tuning in that Dominika asked us to do, this sort of bringing all our awareness into the room, into the space that we're in. What is it that we want to tune into? What is to resonate with? Which frequency on this buzzing, humming, busy, like sometimes to the point of chaos planet? What do you want to sort of, where do you want to land? Again, on a personal, political, or planetary scale, however your mind thinks about these things. And lastly, just to imagine what pleasure, I'm using the word pleasure, Dominika sort of uses the word desires in relationship to how she sort of framed this conversation of plastics, right, in our world, how our relationship to this toxic material is just, we're so intertwined now. But I guess just what if, or can we even imagine a world where that is not dependent on a petrol economy? What then would, and this is a Timothy Morton question, asks it, and I was like, yeah, what is that? What would pleasure in a world that is beyond the petrol economy look like? So we can just try and think about that for a minute. I mean, I have no idea, but here goes.
Ah, sí, la clave. Ajá, no, siempre sería como una cuestión de Zoom. Tengo que desactivar el audio.
Okay. Take a few more. I see some people are still writing. So yes, please take a few more seconds to just wrap up your sentence, your thought. Thank you, everyone, for sharing. There are some really lovely thoughts that have been put out on the shared manifesto. And Dominika, I'm hoping we can like just print it or look at it together at some point. Just have it as a little record of this moment. Thank you, everyone, for trusting the process. You're on mute, Dominika.
Sorry, I lost the Zoom a second ago. I was also enjoying that exercise. Thank you so much, Kiran. That was really lovely. And yeah, I'll definitely share it. Oh, look, it's Punto. So I think next up we have Patricia, and she will guide us through another exercise. So I'm going to help some people here just grab some of the paper and pencils that they're going to need. So I will hop off camera and pause myself. So Patita, if you can take it away from here.
Yes. Thank you, Kiran, for that exercise. Such good questions. Such good questions. Sometimes some questions as like imagining another system are just so out there, but it really brings us to think, right? Like, what is that we want?
Yeah.
So please, everyone, if you can have like a piece of paper and hopefully 5 colors near you, it will be great. The ones that can have it around. Yeah. And if you don't have a paper or you don't have access to paper, you can just imagine the whole exercise, but it will be great. So following Kiran's question about like how, okay, so is everyone ready? No. Okay, let's start. So I think like following Kiran's question of how can we imagine another system, and after like all this really challenging and different and difficult year, I've been really dealing in this question of like how can we activate a way to really like permeate the perception of the elements, you know, the elements that are like in plastic, in the, you know, in petrol, in our bodies, like how can we really choreograph those elements in a way that is not for profit or extractivism or utilitarianism, but really try to activate like this perception, to activate new ways of communication with the non-human, the more than human, and really be steady and kind of like learn or try to learn how to connect with their energetic bodies or like other beings that maybe doesn't have this kind of like human agency, but they do have like presence and energy and information. So as I was telling before, I have been studying with this artist from Spain, Eulalia Baldosera, which is a medium and she can communicate with plants, and it's really an amazing new way of drawing. So we're gonna do a meditation, and then we're gonna connect with the spirit of a piece of plastic that you can choose. We're gonna anchor ourselves. And then after connecting, we are going to use the drawing to visualize the connection between us and the plastic. So we are going to represent in the top of the page something that kind of represents the plastic for you, whatever plastic you connect. And on the bottom part, you're going to put something that connects to your own being. And then we're going to start drawing. Yes, it's not like about like a nice drawing. It's just about moving and going into the flow. So the pencils are going to be an extension of the energies that you feel between the plastic and you. And slowly all this non-verbal communication can be maybe like visualized in the paper. And then with the colors, we're going to open like an energetic portal to help, because, you know, like all the recycling and the planet is absorbing, is like this great recycler. We think that the earth is always like absorbing and recycling and just moving all the plastic, but I think she and us are completely like overwhelmed with so much plastic that we're producing. So this is like a little symbolic exercise to open an energetic portal to, through the colors, move these dense energies and try to transmute them and help in the process. Okay, so that's the whole structure. And now I'm gonna guide a small meditation before we enter the drawing. Okay, so please close your eyes. Close your eyes and become aware of your bubble of energy. Breathe on it. Feel its size. How far is it getting? How personal are all the holograms and information that we all carry along us in the invisible realms? Please breathe and brother the bubble 1 foot below yourself into the ground, into the floor, and in all directions, north, south, east, west. the center of the galaxy and the center of the earth and our own personal centers, and breathe. Now we're gonna expand a tube of light from ourself into the center of the earth. I'm gonna go down, 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 until the center of the earth, and we are gonna connect with a stone. In your mind, you can say aloud the color of the stone or the quartz you're holding up. Breathe and connect with the stone, and bring up all that energy into where you're seated. Then we're gonna breathe up into the sun, and we're gonna go up with the breathing. Go up, 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 and bring there, and then come down into your room or wherever you are, and activate this axis of energy between you, the sun, and the center of the earth. Now we're gonna touch the floor where you are, and we are gonna imagine we have a hole, and we're gonna enter the earth in the most superficial layer where all the plastic is being transmuted by the earth in all the planet. We're gonna enter with our energetic bodies, and we're gonna travel beyond and expand ourselves in all the planet in that layer, just going through all the pieces of plastic that we can find 1 meter below the surface of the earth. We're gonna advance, and we're gonna just transverse and go through all those pieces of plastic. Breathe through them, see all the different levels of the composition, all the dense energy that they are releasing into the ocean, into the sand, into the earth, all the colors that they have. And we are gonna advance really fast through all the surface of the planet in the direction that you choose. Imagine ourselves in front of a huge temple fabric of plastic, and we are going to ask permission to enter. And we will inside that. It's full of plastic and colors. It's a temple of plastic full of figurines and different shapes of all the plastic that you have been seeing in your life. We compose in this sacred temple of plastic. And we're going to reach in the middle of this temple. And we're going to ask that a piece of plastic come out for ourselves to see. Mic on. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, so we're gonna, it's okay. Okay. We're gonna imagine we are in front of this plastic, and we are gonna establish a bubble and a channel of light between the plastic and yourself, and allow some seconds of silence to communicate with this plastic and see what kind of relationship are you establishing with this element. I will just play this. The energy field of the plastic and the energy field of yourself are being combined, exchanging information. And now we can go into the drawing in silence. And you can draw something that represents the plastic on the top part of the page and something that represents yourself on the bottom. And now just start feeling those energy. You can see like whatever words, memories, abstract images, whatever represents best what you felt with plastic, with that plastic that you connect to. And just allow your hand and the lines to guide and to materialize those connections. We have some memories connected to plastic, memories, plastic inside our bodies, our cells, gifts, garbage, food. It's like a hologram in all the planets that connects us. Okay, and now in the drawing with with a new color that you choose, the most powerful color you have at hand for yourself. We're gonna open a little energetic portal in the drawing, wherever you want. You open it, drawing it to the left. And then with the same color, you're gonna start bringing, even if you erase all the drawing, you're gonna start with the intention, bringing all the dense energy that you can feel of that relationship with plastic. You're gonna start pushing it into this little hole in the drawing. It doesn't matter that you cover everything. It's like a little energetic help for the transmutation of those dense energies that are in the ocean, in the animals, in the earth, in our bodies, all the excess that we have around plastic. We're gonna put it with our intention into that hole. Like all the dense energy that is floating around, waiting to be transmuted, we can just help it release and transmutate in another form. Okay, so then maybe I think we're ready for the timing, and everyone can then maybe take a picture and put it also in our link that Kiran's open. So we have different, I just very curious to see what kind of images will they come out when we have time. Maybe just take a picture and put it there, and that will be the exercise. I'm gonna put mine for now. And so thank you. I'm gonna come back to where we are, and I will just give the mic to Betsy so we can keep connecting with the plastic spirit. Then thank you.
Thank you. That was so much fun. Okay, the drawings that I've seen here so far are so bizarre.
Can't wait to see everyone drawing.
How fun. So I might have to send you some later because I think I don't know if, because people are on Zoom and I don't know, might be.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, that's fine. So would you like to take the floor?
Sure.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for opening that amazing portal, Petri. Really, I've never done something like that, and it was really great to do it in a group. So we may have heard this before, but we are the ones that we've been waiting for. So I'm the one that I've been waiting for. Who have you been waiting for? Who's going to get you out of this mess? Who's going to get us out of this mess? So by being here, you are being the change. If you don't know that, or if you're not being kind to yourself in this moment, let's start there. So let's close our eyes and take some deep breaths into our hearts. I invite you to take a hand and place it over your heart. I like to move my hand around and have my hand feel my heart and have my heart feel my hand. This is your earth ship that you're feeling right now. So breathe into your heart. And let's just start off by saying something kind to ourselves in our heads. If you happen to be short on something kind, you can say, I love you. Thanks for showing up today. Take some deep breaths and send some love and gratitude to your body for being here. Let's go ahead and move our hands around and give ourselves a big hug and squeeze. Thank you so much for being here. I can't believe that I'm the one that gets myself out of this mess. I'm so happy to be here and be able to take care of myself. And so I invite you, as you're hugging yourself, to feel your sits bones, your bottom, your gluteus maximus, and start to rock either back and forth or side to side, whichever feels better to you, so that you're making that connection between your bottom and whatever it is you're sitting on. Taking some deep breaths. You can let go of your arms and relax. So just start to visualize your breath, shining some light on the crown of your head. Just mentally invite that light into the crown of your head. You might even feel some tingling on the top. Breathing in all that you are, breathing in your infinite nature, breathing in all of the answers and the compassion. So as you breathe, allow this light to release your brow, relaxing behind your eyes. It's your breath and your allowing that allows this light to cascade and relax your entire face. You say, I love you to your face. I love my face. Thank you, face, for showing up today. Allowing the back of your head and neck to release and relax as you take a new deep breath. Visualizing, sensing, and knowing your entire head lit up with this divine light. It has the answers, has the love, has the health, has no end. Breathe this light into your shoulders. And as you breathe, shake your shoulders. Shake off the weight of the world. It is not yours. Physically shake it off. Breathe into your shoulders. Deep breath into your arms, feeling that light shoot from your heart all the way out, your arms to your fingertips. Lighting up your hands, the extension of your heart, the hands that can hug, the hands that can put together the physical solutions. Breathing in, reaching out to one another. Feeling your entire torso fill up with that light as you take your deepest breath yet. Take a moment to feel how good it feels to consciously bring light into your body, something that you have control of at any moment. Breathing light into your physical body. It feels so good. Breathe that light into the bottom of your torso, your hips, your sexual organs, your root. Extra light into the hips. Deep breath, relaxing and releasing on the exhale. lighting up your thighs with your deep breath. Filling your knees and your calves and your shins. Breathing in to your ankles and your feet, all the way to the tips of your toes. Wiggle your toes, feel them shimmering with that light as you breathe. We all got twinkle toes now. What you gonna do, plastic? We're filled with light. Breathe that light into all of your body and expand that light past your physical body with your breath. Feel your body on the earth. So you're feeling expansive and grounded all at the same time. And as you keep this expansion, bring your awareness to your heart space. Breathing deeply, visualizing yourself coming into a room in your heart. The most relaxing, the most secure, the most loving space that you will ever be in. Some of you can see this space, some of you can feel this space, some of you can breathe this space in your heart. And while we're sitting in this room, we're gonna ask our hearts, we're gonna ask that energy that connects us all, that life force energy, and that team of energy that helps us. Give us the answers that we need now so that we can know that we are the ones that we have been waiting for. I am the one that I am waiting for. Show me what I need to know now. And let me feel secure in times of overwhelmment. What can I do? What is my part to play? We'll stay in this room receiving this information through all of our senses, not just visual, feeling it, tasting it, breathing into it. We'll stay here for just a few moments. And when the time is right, I'll call you back. Taking some deep breaths, wrapping up that message, knowing that you can come back to this space at any moment and that change can happen in an instant. The answers don't have to be so long. We don't have to wait for the change. Change is constant, change is now. We are now. And this is the change that we've asked for. So just know before you leave this space, before you open your eyes, that you indeed, right now, are part of the solution. Thank you, and thank yourself. And thank you, Dominika, for bringing us all together. And whenever you're ready, feel free to open up your eyes and come back to this space.
That was really fun. I like that.
I've never had to project a guided meditation like this before, so usually I'm like, take a deep breath in. But we've got an audience here in person that's got to hear it louder.
Wonderful. So thank you, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed these exercises and that it was a bit of a, just, I thought, bringing together everyone today. These are three of my favorite human beings in the world, Kiran, Patty, and Betsy. And, what I really hoped for was, just to get a little bit of this, these fresh lenses on what's happening, because I think, we can get stuck, right? We get stuck, and we know it in our bodies. We start getting ill, we start hurting, we start suffering mentally, and I think we've had a lot of that. And so I really thought about, how do we get unstuck? How do we break patterns? A lot of you that know me know I'm also a hypnotist, and so that's all about pattern breaking and reprogramming our wired neurons into into new patterns, so that we get out of these systems of thought that we've been trapped in, that socially get put upon us. And sometimes we just have to get weird. I feel like that's kind of what COVID has taught me, because I spent so much time alone talking to myself. And
you were weird before COVID.
I know I was, but it's just really gotten weirder.
We love to get weird before COVID.
Yeah, and just to, like, how can we shake these things up, and how can we activate ourselves to, not feel so overwhelmed, to feel that we can participate in things, that we as individuals can make changes and shifts, and these can be done in a lot of different ways. That, you can join groups, you can come join beach cleanups. If people are in New York next Saturday, we're going to be organizing another beach cleanup. It's a lot of fun. You find great treasures, it's just really spectacular. And we'll be making trash jewelry, so because it's going to be part of a little workshop doing with a program with another friend, Camila Morales, for Rise, which is a group in Rockaway that deals with sustainability, ecology, and science and arts. So anyone who's in New York, feel free to hit me up and I'll give you the info for that. But yeah, thank you so much. And I just hope that this brought some thought to people to, again, help trigger domino and make these waves happen, because, we've got to do it, and the time is now, and we've got to figure out ways to do it. And I think finding ways to have fun with it is going to make us all feel a lot more active and engaged and fulfilled, because if there was any time we needed joy, it's right now. We all need some joy and some happiness and some fun and some, hopefully you're somewhere where someone can hug you and touches, because we've been so disconnected and it's been really rough, I think. And just gotta keep it moving, keep it flowing, and figure this stuff out. And we can't do it alone. We do need to do it together, right? So, we can do things alone, but I really feel like I'm nothing without the rest of you. So it means a lot to me that everyone showed up and took some time out of their day to be here with us, because I also know we're all very Zoom fatigued. So thank you deeply. Monica, thank you for hosting me here at Open Source Gallery, which is wonderful. If you're in New York, please come through. And I will let everyone else say good night. And if anyone has like a word or two they'd like to share, please do. We'll open it to that, and I'll mute myself now. Is everyone in a meditation hole right now? Stay there.
I'm just thinking that Zoom fatigue and plastic fatigue is just like, these are like neutral tools. Like, I'm not tired of this Zoom at all, but I'm just like so tired of Zoom, but it's just like the way we use it, right? Like the way, so it's like, I just seeing your plastic behind you. Like, what are the phrases, Dominika? Can you read them? I want to see them. Apart from Emergent Seas.
One of them says, make fear your ally. One of them says, denial ain't just. Another one is Devil's Road is paved. One says no one is an island. And another one says lock the door. And then excess is excrement, which is one of my favorites, Ursula K. Le Guin. And then the last one is breath.
They're so cool. They are like Instagram memes, you know, like.
So good.
I love them.
I think we
Oh,
got
Punto is showing us and they're showing the drawings.
this.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
Very cool.
So
Well,
I'm gonna show mine too.
ooh, that's really cool. Mine's just pencil. That one. It's got kind of weird. It looks really weird in this position. It has like this, yeah. I'm not even gonna say what it looks like right now, but here's another one from our audience.
Wow.
Ooh.
I love them. Good to see them.
Awesome. Well, thank you all so much. Kiran, thank you.
Thank you.
How are you there
Yeah.
at 5 a.m.?
I'm great. Now 6:30.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Good.
All right. Well, I won't hold everyone up here any longer, but thank you again. It was so nice to do this together, and I will see you all very, very soon, and I'll get the images to you, Patty, of all the drawings that are here.
Thank you so much. Favorite people in the world. Ciao, chiquillas. Ciao, primas. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Ciao, ciao, Kiran.
Ciao.
Thank you. See you.
Yeah, you can end it. Yeah.